Hello, Mr. Marco Hietala. How are you?
I'm doing good.
That's great. Now, you guys have a new DVD, Showtime Storytime, coming up later this month. Would you say it's the best initiation for the longtime fans and new fans alike to the new lineup?
I'd say the timing is really good.
Mm-hmm.
We have this like an opportunity of presenting a new vocalist to people in a way that she's doing the back catalog of the band, the old songs and all that, and then we can move on to next summer when we start to rehearse and record a new album. So yeah, this is really good timing. It actually came in hindsight because at first we were just supposed to release the documentary, but Nuclear Blast from Germany, they wanted us as our record company. They asked us if we would be able to shoot one of the shows at summertime and get live DVD out there as a double package, and nobody was really into making it happen because it was only like 2 to 3 months of time to arrange for the whole thing. But we said that okay, it is actually a good idea, so let's try to make it happen, and in the end we did.
That's amazing. Now, you guys chose Wacken Open Air, which is one of the world's biggest heavy metal festival.
Yeah.
Was it the obvious choice given the magnitude of the festival, or was there something else in particular about the atmosphere that had you chose your performance over here as a choice for the DVD footage?
Yeah, well, Wacken obviously is big.
Absolutely.
We have a lot of audience there. It's heavy metal audience, so there's going to be a lot of our fans already. We were pretty sure we would get a good reaction, and that's what happened. And also, it was convenient to have one of the last shows of the summer because it gave us more time to arrange for the whole thing. Because, like I said, Nuclear Blast guys, they actually contacted us at the end of May, started somewhere around that, when they started to ask for us that could you guys please shoot a live DVD.
All right. I guess you guys performed in front of 90,000 people at Wacken Open Air this year?
From what I heard, it was 82,000. Of course, I didn't count them myself.
Right.
But if I trust them, so, yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Well, it surely is. Now, since we are talking about the new lineup, let's talk about Floor Jensen. Was it pre-planned that she was going to eventually become a full-time member of the band?
I think consciously we left the decision like unmade for as long as we could. We just wanted to kind of, when we had the situation in America and we had to change vocalists, we just need to continue doing the shows and just taking it easy and not make any kind of decisions. But the chemistry worked so well, and the shows worked so well, and well, we've known Floor for quite a few years already, and we knew she would be a good person and all that, and it just worked so fine. So we actually got around already at the summer to ask her, hey, if we make this permanent, would you like to stay? And she was yeah. So then we figured, okay, we actually said that we're not going to be making this here, so let's do the rest of the shows for summer, and then figure out when we're going to release the information. This is how it basically came to be.
That's great. Now, since we are talking about Floor, what was your first impression that immediately struck you when you came across Floor?
Well, like I said, we knew her from before, so that was already from the time of 2002 when we were doing Century Child tour, and after Forever, where Floor was singing, was touring with us. They were a support band at the time.
Right.
And at that time, I already knew that girl can sing, and also we talked quite a lot about different things and all that, and we met now and then during the year. So I was already from the start pretty convinced that if there's somebody who can pull off that kind of stunt, that you just jump into the fire in the middle of the tour. If somebody can pull that off, it would be Floor. And so I was pretty sure quite fast that if it's up to me, I probably will suggest to the guys that maybe we should ask if she's a keeper. But I didn't really have to do that because everybody got around to that idea sooner or later during the spring when we were doing the shows.
But that's really great. Now, most enthusiasts of the band were expecting a final announcement on who would take over on vocal duties, in 2014.
Yeah.
As Tuomas mentioned that the band was going to wait until next year to decide on the same. Why and how was this decision made earlier than originally announced?
Because it was so obvious that it was working.
Awesome.
Yeah, we left that like 2014 just as a kind of a fail-safe to give us headroom, to clear our heads from the troubles and just see how things go and everything. But we came to that decision earlier already, and we just decided that okay, we're gonna be releasing a DVD. There's gonna be a lot of interviews and all that, so. Really want to start lying to people when we were sure already, and we had asked her if she would like to stay, so it was easier for everybody just to say that okay, this is it now.
That's great. Was it easier for Floor to adjust with the band than it was for Annette to fill in the shoes of your longtime vocalist Tarja?
Yeah, I imagine so. Because well, with Tarja, the personality cult
Absolutely.
was big. And no matter who would have gotten into the band after her, it would have been a hard time.
Right.
And I totally sympathize with things that Annette had to go through at the time. I mean, I remember when I joined the band, it was 2001, and they had already done a few quite successful albums. And I got quite a lot of opinions about this. Who's this dude who dares to sing beside the Queen?
Absolutely.
And all that. So I could sympathize that quite a lot.
Well, very well said, Marco. You're bang on. Well, moving on to the next question. Lineup changes not only affect the band in terms of adjustments to the vocal abilities and learning process with regards to a new vocalist, but the band also comes under a fan scrutiny.
Yeah.
Has the change in vocalist put increased pressure on the band, especially on Floor, to prove itself and maintain the goodwill of the fans in addition to, living up to their expectations?
This time around, I think we got off easier because Floor has a history and a good reputation as a singer, as a person and all that. And so yeah, and Annette basically came out of the woods.
Right.
Like Floor's an established singer in the genre. So for her, I think that was a thing that made it easier. And well, people who saw the shows and all that and see that there's somebody who's really taking over the stage and working with the band and all that, it seems to me that people really got into her quite fast also.
But that's great. Now, now since it, adds to the fans and, it kind of gives them that sort of an energy when the presence of a new vocalist really makes a lot of difference. Now at the same time, does the introduction of a new vocalist into the band also increase the flexibility and scope of diversity of your set lists? Now given that the new vocalist has to learn songs from the back catalog as per the choices of the rest of the members, regardless of the era they were written in.
Yeah, at least in a way we try to make set lists, no matter who sings, diverse enough to have the tension and the interest and the intensity that carries all the way through. And of course, well, whoever sings, you always have to take that into consideration, that everybody has their vocal ranges, they have their certain things are easier for somebody than somebody finds them really hard, and then vice versa. So we gotta. That is a process that we, of course, still learning with Floor.
Right.
But then again, she's very versatile from the beginning. So it's nice to see that we could actually take some songs into the set that we hadn't really played in a long time.
Oh, that's amazing.
Like for instance, "Bless the Child," that is now on the DVD again.
That's great. Now, to be honest with you, I've been a Nightwish fan from a very long time, and personally, to my symphonic metal ears, when I listen to your albums like Dark Passion Play and Imaginarium, I don't think there's any other person who could have sung those songs better than Annette. What's your opinion on it?
My opinion about those albums is that she did a hell of a good job, especially Imaginarium, when she had gotten more used to the band and the music and everything. Imaginarium, the singing on that album is brilliant.
Absolutely.
I really love that.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, and I'd say that with Once, it's probably they are the two of my favorite albums of the whole back catalog of the band.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, But of course, well, there are songs that we have to and we want to play live. So now it's Floor's turn to sing them, and I think she does pretty good job on the live DVD. No, actually, she does a hell of a good job on the live DVD.
Right.
Doing vocals from songs both from Tarja and Annette.
Wonderful. Now, let's talk about your role in the band. Apart from being the bassist, what's your role in the band's creative process and songwriting conceptualization?
Yeah, I do write a lot of music, and I've always given Tuomas some riffs and some song ideas and all that when we are preparing for an album. Mm-hmm. And I imagine that this winter time we're going to be swapping some demos. And he's also been asking me about opinions and things like that from the songs he's written. Mm-hmm. And at the latest in the arrangement process of the whole band, we usually go through everything with quite a fine comb to find a comfortable way for everybody to play their parts and all that. So yeah, it's a healthy contribution. Of course, Tuomas, he's the main man behind the lyrics.
True.
He writes them all. Now and then we've dropped an idea or something that he can use, or he's been using, and then refining all those things. But yeah, that is basically from his head comes a world that the band is building.
Right.
And with the music, it's a thing also that I trust his vision, because it's mainly his fault that we're as big as we are.
Absolutely.
So I trust his vision, and when I gave him the demo stuff and he figures that, okay, this would fit this song and this song would fit nicely on the album, I trust that. And if he says that this doesn't really work, so that the way he would wish it to be, I trust him.
So it's more like a teamwork which always leads to success.
Yeah, in that way. But of course,
right.
Well, it's possible that anybody who has a song idea, we will go over it in a productive and productive way. But of course, Tuomas, as a leader of the band and main man, he's the filter that these things have to pass through.
Absolutely true. Now, you're also a capable vocalist yourself, yet Tuomas mentioned in an interview that he wouldn't like to use your or Troy's vocals too frequently. What is the reason behind this?
I think it's more as added on things to the concept of how the music is built. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is the thing to have this pretty rough metal thing, and now and then, and also the sensitive side bordering on the prog rock. Mm-hmm. And I think that the sound and the vision he has in his head involves a lot of female vocals.
True.
That's how the band and everything kind of grew into what it is.
Right.
And I'm perfectly happy. I think I got the best of both worlds. I can take a few steps back and put my ass against the bass cabinet and feel the rust. Just take it easy and let somebody else take care of the front. And then I get to be at the front as well and collect the nice admiring stares of some pretty ladies.
That's great. Now,
yeah.
What's the next step for Nightwish? I mean, what are the tentative plans for the new studio album? And if there is one, what will it bring that is new to the creative canvas of the already ambitious Nightwish sound?
To be honest, that's really hard to say, because the band has been working in a kind of a method that there is no real method to it. Mm-hmm. We just always do, write, arrange, whatever feels comfortable at the time, and there's no really calculating elements in there that we should do Nemo number 2 because that was a hit, or it just so I'd imagine that you're gonna be recognizing who is doing the music and what band it is, because there's probably gonna be those flamboyant orchestrated elements in some parts. There's gonna be that metal band pounding away at some parts. There's gonna be sensitive things and atmospheres and all that. But what kind of a final form it'll take, I really do not know. We're gonna be starting next summer for the arranging, rehearsing, and recording immediately after that. Mm-hmm. And then we ourselves will be wiser to it. And like I said, next summer when we start to arrange and record and rehearse and all that, then we ourselves will be wiser how the whole thing will sound.
Absolutely. Now, you guys have any tours coming up, or you're taking a break before you head to the studio next year?
Yeah, we're taking a break.
That's great. So, do you have any idea on Indian metal scene? Probably any plan of coming to India anytime soon?
To be honest, not really that much. I've heard that you've been in the latest years. There's been some festivals.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, I don't remember the name, but one of them is.
Is it Bangalore there?
Yeah, supposedly quite big, because
Right.
we've gotten a couple of offers already
Mm-hmm.
to play, but at least this summer was already booked, I think.
Wow. Okay. Well, recently I read a post on Epica's Facebook wall, where they mentioned that they would like to tour India soon. So it would be great to have you guys as well as Epica on same stage, something like a symphonic metal journey for Indian fans.
Yeah, I agree. I'd like to come over, because likewise with the Epica guys and all that, I've never been to India. I mean, Troy he's probably the only one in the band who's visited as a tourist.
Oh, that's great.
But no one of us has been to India before, and new ground, new people, and all that. It's one of the best things you can have in this line of business.
Absolutely. Well, Marco, thank you for your time and for answering our questions. Do you have any message for your fans in India and beyond? The space is all yours.
Okay. It's really great to hear that there is a following, that there is a fan base, and there are people who actually find our doings worth their time.
Mm-hmm.
That is absolutely great, and for that, well, my greatest respect.